loves, welcome back to my channel. Since it's the end of the year, I thought it'd be the perfect time to list out all of the things that I consistently used this year as a cozy content creator, artist, and small business owner. If you don't know me, hi, my name's Tammy. I also go by Uncomfy because your girl is pretty anxious most of the time. I've been a full-time content creator for almost 3 years now, but I've been doing it for 5 years. I started my small business in 2020 when I was just in my second year of college, and by the time I graduated in 2023, I was making full-time income from my job that's based on the internet. Since then, I've made 6 figures in sales every year. I've also gotten the chance to speak at amazing universities like UCSD and Stanford. So yeah, those are my credentials. I know a lot of you guys are wanting to pursue content creation full-time next year and you're trying to get all your ducks in a row. So these are all of my favorite tools that have helped me on my journey. So yeah, let's get to it. Starting off with filming equipment, I have 3 main cameras that I used consistently this year. This is like my forever rotation. So the first camera that I use the most is the one I'm filming on right now. It's the camera that I film 80% of all my YouTube videos on. It's the Sony ZV-E10. I got this camera because it's super small and compact, but powerful because it allows me to interchange all of my lenses. I think most of my friends use Sony cameras as well, and they're just amazing. I feel like it's super sharp, but also cinematic looking, and you don't really have to mess around with any settings at all for it to look good. Like, I always film on program auto, and that's it. I believe this year they came out with the second version of this camera, but I don't really plan on upgrading anytime soon. I'm really happy with this camera right now. If you're wondering what lens I use for my Sony, I use the G Master 10 to 20 millimeters. I love the super wide angle. It obviously lets in a lot of light. I've also heard really great things about the 24 to 70 millimeter, so I might try that this year. But don't know if I want to drop another bag on another lens. Other than my Sony, this is the second camera that I use all the time. I'm sure you know what this is already, but this is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's this camera on this gimbal technology, which makes it super good for vlogging on the go. This is the camera I take with me every time I'm not in my studio. So I use it for my cafe vlogs. I've used it for travel vlogging. It also has this neat face tracking feature, which I used to solo vlog my apartment tour. This camera is just so good, but especially with the UV filter. I don't have it with me right now. It's like lost in one of my bags. But after I started using the UV filter on this, it changed the game completely for me. It makes the sunlight look so hazy and warm and beautiful. Also, for this camera, I actually do recommend you film in log. It's just a setting that you can switch on so that it films in grayscale essentially, but when you import it into your editing software, you can add all the color back and it makes it look a million times better. Because at first with this camera, just under normal settings, I don't like the colors. I think they're too cold. But if you film in log and add the UV filter, it's just chef's kiss. And the third camera in my rotation is my iPhone. It has a Christmas themed case on it right now. This is just the best. I use this for almost all of my short form content. I have the iPhone 16 right now. I've heard great things about the 17, but honestly, you really don't need the newest model. I actually sincerely miss my iPhone 13. But all this to say, some of my best content was made just on my phone. So whether or not you want to upgrade to a Sony or DJI, I really do think a phone is like the one thing you need for your content creation journey. Other than videos, it's also really important to have good photos, especially if you're a small business owner. You need photos for your listings, for your email newsletters, or even just for Instagram. Do not underestimate the power of a photo carousel. I feel like Instagram is boosting photo carousels a lot more than Reels nowadays. So to up my photo game, this year I reinstated my old G7X. This is just a classic point and shoot from Canon, but what makes this so special is the flash. This flash is like magic or something. All my photos look so amazing with this. Just like my Sony, I never mess with any manual settings. I always shoot on program auto, and because it's a little older, it makes the photos look so nostalgic but also like sexy, like early 2000s. I love carrying this guy around with me in my purse. I love how small it is. Funny story about this camera is I bought this camera in 2018. I was in high school and I spent my whole life savings on this camera because I wanted to use it for YouTube vlogs. So my very first YouTube video was made on this camera. Back then I bought it for $800 and now it's worth $2,000. So if you have any old cameras lying around, don't throw them away. They might be worth a lot in the future. Another bonus favorite is just putting little charms on things. Like both of these charms are from one of you guys. You sent it to me in my PO box and I hold it every single day and it's so cute. Last but not least of all, for the camera section of this video is my beautiful, stunning Fujifilm X100VI. Or is that 5? I'm so bad at Roman numerals. This camera is what I use for my most recent product listings. It's a film simulation camera and I specifically love the recipe that I'm using right now. I'll link it down below, but it just makes all my photos look so warm and cozy, and that is exactly what you need as a cozy content creator. So yeah, I will say the quality of the photos on this is probably 10 times better than the quality of this camera. I mean, this camera came out like 7 years ago, with the caveat that the flash on this isn't actually that good. I think it's because the flash is built into this camera, whereas on the Canon, it actually has a dedicated like physical flash. So do what you will with that information. They're both my favorite cameras, but I use them for different purposes. As far as microphones go, I've been really happy with my Rode equipment. In the past, I've always had this big microphone attached to my camera, but recently I've been gravitating a lot towards this little guy. I just think it has the most wonderful audio. It makes my voice sound super clear, and when I need my hands, I can just clip it onto my shirt. I know a lot of people who use the DJI mic, and I have it too, but I always go back to this one. I feel like the DJI one just sounds too deep and crunchy. This one sounds just right for me. I've also had this one for a couple years now, and she is still reigning supreme. All right, so now on to all my favorite general tech of the year. If you're a gamer, these are all my favorite peripherals. Peripheral? These are the pieces of tech that I use every single day, even when I'm not filming. My Bose Quiet Comforts have been reigning supreme for the past 5 years now. These are the QC45s. I'm sure they have newer versions, but these ones have just lasted me forever. As someone with bigger ears, it's important for me that headphones are lightweight and soft and comfortable. They're so lightweight, the sound quality is amazing, and the noise cancellation is a lifesaver for when I'm on an airplane. They're not super chunky or super small. I just feel so cute when I wear them, and hey, that's important too. This is not surprising. What is surprising is I do have a new audio favorite this year, and these are the Shokz Open Dots 1. These are actually open loop earbuds, so you don't actually stick it inside of your ear canal, simply nestles right next to it. I've always wanted to try these. These are so cool because even when you're wearing both of them and you're playing music super loudly, you can also hear yourself and your surroundings like 100%. I've always been intrigued by this design because, you know, I like walking through the city, but it's important to be aware of your surroundings, and these do just that for me. I was super surprised because the sound quality is also somehow amazing and the audio doesn't really leak out. I love using these especially for phone calls because I like to hear myself, but I also like that the microphone is super clear as well. It's also a nice bonus that these are not like $400. They're a lot cheaper than the Bose open earbuds. So yeah, super happy with these. If we're talking about the things I use every single day, of course I have to mention my beautiful Epomaker keyboard. I've tried a couple mechanical keyboards before, but this is a keyboard that I just keep going back to. It was pre-built, so it's super nice. It's wireless. I know I can probably do a better job at like taking care of the switches and stuff, but this is how it sounds. It's just soft, it's not super clicky. One thing I really appreciate is this volume knob. You can also program the knob to increase your brightness and stuff, but I just keep it on volume. This is like an older model, but I still love it. I have a feeling Mr. Uncomfy is getting me a new keyboard for Christmas, but I would be remiss if I didn't show my appreciation for how far this keyboard has gotten me thus far. I also firmly believe that if you're gonna be spending hours editing at a computer, you need a good ergonomic mouse. This one is from Logitech. It's super ergonomic, like the curve just fits my hand so well, and I have small hands, so this might be subjective, but I just also think she's so pretty. Like I said, I just like things to be lightweight and simple. And this one I noticed like actually has helped a lot with my carpal tunnel and such. super good mouse. I also have two other favorites for my setup this year. The first one being obviously my new beautiful standing desk from Vernal. It was so kindly gifted to me for a sponsorship, but let's say in the case I lost the desk, I would genuinely repurchase it with my own money because I love it so much. I've had many standing desks before, but this one has so many different features that just make it so special. It has this built-in keyboard tray so you can keep all of your stuff in there and not sitting on your desk. I also love the desk shelf that it came with so I can prop my monitor on it. I just love the added vertical height. It also comes with built-in cable management, so it's just been such a joy to have in my studio. It's so big and nice for crafting. It's definitely probably my most favorite thing that I've gotten this year. And to kind of keep this organization theme, I really love this Anker Nano outlet station. It's basically a power extension cable plus a charging station all in one. It has two USB-C cables built in that you can just pull out and then retract whenever you want. So there's no need for me to like find extra cables. And it's just like such an ideal setup to put under the desk shelf. Whenever I'm glazing or using a printer and I need to plug something in, I can keep everything at my desk because the outlet is on top of my desk. It's just amazing. Sorry, I had to move you a bit because the sun was getting in your eyes. As far as software goes, I've still been editing most of my videos with Adobe Premiere Pro, but some nice new discoveries for short form editing are CapCut and the Edits app. It's no surprise that these are both very good short form editing apps because they're both made by TikTok and Instagram respectively. I love how in both of these apps you can download audio from TikTok or Instagram to edit directly on top of, so it's perfect for hopping on quick trends and stuff like that, but also they have a whole library of sound effects that you can use. This is how everyone is making such good quality videos for their reels now, is because these apps already have the sound effects built into the app for you. I guess this is the old YouTuber in me showing, but really for all of my YouTube videos, I had to search up sound effects, download them to my computer myself, like basically create my own sound effects library all myself. But on CapCut and Edits, you don't have to do that. It's so nice. I don't know, maybe I've just been living under a rock, but super cool. I've been using the Edits app and the CapCut app pretty interchangeably. It just depends on my mood because I've been wanting to personally post more on short form, so I'm still experimenting. But I think both apps are super good, especially if you're just starting. Another of my favorite discoveries is something that I feel like no one really talks about. Did you know on Pinterest you can make collages now? And it's super fun and it's super easy. It just makes so much sense because your Pinterest saves are like everything that you want to put on a mood board. So I've been using the collage feature to make my vision boards for last year and for this year as well. So this is my vision board for 2026 and I use it as my phone wallpaper. So every time I unlock my phone, my intentions for the year like punch me in the face kind of. I feel like other than for vision boards, you can use it for a mood board for your small business, for any art project, or for anything at all. Love the collage feature on Pinterest. All right, now we're on to my favorite part of this video, which I'm gonna call stationery and home goods. These are all things that have either upped my productivity, my creativity, or just upped the vibes in my home. My first favorite is my new Hobonichi Techo. I strongly, firmly believe my life is better when I'm using a planner. I spent like an hour yesterday just filling in the calendar for this planner and it makes me so happy. And the Hobonichi is just so perfect because you can plan your day-to-day tasks in the weekly spread. This, for example, you can chart out everything on an hourly basis, or you can just do general reminders and notes. I've seen people use one half for to-dos and the other half for daily tiny journaling. The possibilities are endless. What I really love is the section before the weekly spreads. It has your months listed out like this. So I'm gonna be using this section for my content calendar. I've been tracking every time I post a YouTube video here in red ink, and then all my short form videos as well. And then I'm also penciling in all of my future ideas on the days that I want to post them. And then on the monthly spread, I like to fill this in retroactively. Once at the end of the month, I look through my camera roll and I mark down all the days that I like went outside and took myself on a date or hung out with friends. And then I mark that on my calendar here. Like I put a sticker and then I write celebrate what we did. And it's just such a nice, easy way to look back on the month. So that's basically how I'm using my Hobonichi. It's like my all-in-one productivity journal for my life and also my content. Honorable mentions are this beautiful plaid sleeve cover for my Hobonichi, as well as this beautiful bookmark from Piper Blue Collective. Next favorite is this journal from Shop ARL. Amanda so kindly gave this to me when I saw her in New York, and it's like the perfect bullet journal. I don't really use it for bullet journaling, but I'm using it right now to host all of my ideas and musings for my business and for my videos. I love the leather feel of this, and the cherries, well, they're just the cherry on top. Real talk though, it opens super flat. I think the pages are such a nice thickness. It's meant for like crafters, right? So you can use ink on it, you can use highlighters, and it won't bleed through. Like, this was my page for this video specifically. My mind is so messy, and it helps to have a notebook dedicated to dumping all of my ideas into it, because it's messy, but it's like, it's my mess, you know? I used to feel so much pressure to write a full script in my notes app, but now I just jot my ideas down, and this is kind of like an exercise in trusting that I have the words already, you know? I don't need to script for 3 hours and have everything perfect. I can just write everything down in this notebook. Also love that this has a pen loop as well. This is just a nice little system for me, one for planning and looking back on the things I've done. And then this is like my brain dump idea, content strategy, journaling journal. I am thinking of adding another journal in this rotation just for morning pages if I start doing those again, but we'll see. My favorite pens this year have been this Pentel Arts Hybrid Technica. What is it a hybrid of? The Pentel Hybrid Technica pen is a gel pen that has a tungsten carbide rollerball tip that ensures a consistent line. That is exactly why I love this pen. I can literally feel how it's a combination of a gel pen but also a rollerball pen. Like, if you ever get the chance to see this in stores and try it out, it's the smoothest writing experience ever. I have the 0.6 millimeter, but it still looks fairly thin. It's so smooth, it makes my handwriting super fast, and it's just like the best pen to get all of my ideas out. My other favorite pen is this beautiful Twisbi fountain pen. This is the matcha color, and I have it filled with this burgundy ink. This is just such a beautiful pen. I call it my olive pen because it kind of reminds me of an olive, but this is my pen when I want to feel like Virginia Woolf, when I want to feel like an author, when I'm writing letters to my friends. I don't know if you can tell, it just has such beautiful markings. It's almost like I'm inking with like watercolor. It's very flowy, very fun. I definitely suggest trying out fountain pens. I really love the Lamy Safari one as well. That is a great introductory pen. I just have 2 more home items to share. I used to have this issue where I was collecting all these stickers and stationery and washi tapes and such, and just not having a single place to host them. But this solved that problem for me. This is my beautiful red toolbox that I got from Target. I think it's the perfect little box to hold all of your little crafting materials. I don't know if you've seen Toy Story, where that toy maker has that thing where he has all of his doll stuff. I always loved that scene so much, and this reminds me of that. It separates into these different tiers. Oh my god, it's kind of heavy because I have a lot of stuff in there, but it's so beautiful. I feel like I'm in a Wes Anderson movie whenever I use this. It's also just such a beautiful prop for videos. And my very last favorite of the year is this essential oil diffuser from Seasons. This is a waterless essential oil diffuser, meaning you never have to fill it with water ever. Technically, that makes it an essential oil nebulizer. I'll show you how it works. Take this off. You literally just stick the whole bottle of essential oil in here. You put it in the cartridge, and then through a pressurized air pump or something like that, it atomizes the essential oil into the air, and it makes your room smell so good, so fast because it's not diluted by water. I just think this looks so beautiful, and I love how portable it is. I can literally just pick it up and move it from room to room in my house whenever I see fit. And it's just so small and aesthetic, but it's so powerful. I love using the lavender scent because I really do believe in aromatherapy. It really does make me feel calmer. I feel like it makes Winnie feel calmer too. Lavender is like one of the very few essential oils that are safe for pets. The vibes in my home are so cozy now because of this. And that, my friends, are all of my favorite things I've used this year consistently that have helped me with my cozy content creation. I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next year. Bye!